Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is Brianna, this is Coffee, Books, and Bullet Journals, and it's time for a recommendations video. One of the mission logs that we are using for the Avengers Reading Challenge in March is Rocket and Groot. And there's one prompt specifically that is a book that makes you feel the way that Baby Groot makes you feel. Obviously that is up to interpretation, but for me personally, that is a book that makes you go, aww, or books with characters that you will protect at all costs. So that's what we're going to talk about today. I have a little bit of both. So hopefully if you have the same feelings about Baby Groot that I do, you'll be able to use one of these recommendations. I have Baby Groot Funko Pop with me because he's adorable. I mean, like, look how adorable he is. I mean, obviously, okay. And then I also, because I don't have a Groot puppy, but puppies make me go, aw, and I also want to protect them at all costs, we have Hulk with us today. And they're getting very big, and they're very cute, and yeah, anyways. So he's going to help us with some recommendations today. I have these broken out into fantasy, sci-fi, and then contemporary romance. Those are like the two genres that I could kind of find books that I was, really, like, I felt strongly about, so let's start with fantasy and sci-fi. The first one is not necessarily a book that makes you go, aw, but it is a book with characters that you want to protect at all costs, and that is City of Ghosts by Victoria Schwab, or really any of these. I will probably be reading Bridge of Souls, which is her new book, for this prompt, because I love these characters. Cass and Jacob are the most adorable people in the entire world, and I love them with my whole heart and soul, and these books have all been 5 stars, and I love them, and being in New Orleans, yeah, that's going to be a good one. This next one is more characters you want to protect at all costs, and that is The Sound of Stars by Alicia Dow. Thank you, Hulk. Thank you for your input. This is a sci-fi novel about a girl who lives in this world where, imagination and, your, forms of art are essentially banned. Okay, problems of using your phone to film is that you get interrupted. But this is The Sound of Stars by Alicia Dow. This is a young adult sci-fi about a girl who lives in this world where basically all forms of expression and art have been banned. So art, like physical art, music, and books, they've all been banned. And she has this secret library, and she gives people books, and then she meets an alien who is very obsessed with pop music, and they go on adventures together, and it's adorable, and I love this book so much. It made one of my top 10 books of 2020, so highly recommend that you pick this book up. Okay, another book that made a favorites of the year back in 2019 when I read it is All the Impossible Things by Lindsay Lackey. This is actually a middle grade book. It's a little bit contemporary, a little bit fantastical. This is about a girl who is in the foster system, and she actually has the ability to control wind inside of her, and so when she starts getting angry, she starts basically creating tornadoes. And so she learns to deal with those emotions. She gets adopted, or she's with this foster family that has a Galapagos tortoise, and they become best friends. And it's adorable, and it makes you go, aww. And I loved it. It made my top books of 2019. I am a big fan of books that make you go, aww, and characters that you want to protect, because literally half of these books made top books of the years that I read them. So I don't know what that says about me, but the next one is This House on the Cerulean Sea by TJ Klune. I know, Hulk, I know. You're so precious. He's got dog food on his nose because he just had lunch, and he makes you go, aww. Anyway, this is a young adult fantasy about a man who goes in and checks on orphans that have abilities or powers, and that are at these orphanages. And he goes out to the house on the Cerulean Sea, and those are the kids that have the worst problems. We have Lucy, who is the son of the Antichrist, and he's just adorable. There's this little kid that has like tentacles that wants to be a bellhop. Like his only dream in life is to be a bellhop, and it's just adorable. This book is also very subtly queer. It's very soft. I believe when I was talking about this book on my best books of 2020, I said that this book was a hug on paper, and it was the book that 2020 needed, and cannot recommend this book enough. Okay, so those are my fantasy books. Let's talk about some contemporaries. The first one is Far From the Tree by Robin Benway. This is another favorite of mine. This is definitely characters that you want to protect at all costs. This is about 3 kids who are birth siblings. They have the same birth mother, and they've all been adopted into the foster system, and some have been adopted, some are still in the foster system, and it's about their journey and trying to like find out who they are. So good. Love this book. We have Love from A to Z by S.K. Ali. This is just an adorable, adorable book about 2 kids falling in love. One of them has cystic fibrosis. A beautiful story about these 2 kids that are like trying to discover themselves, trying to discover their heritage, and then also like trying to navigate like a chronic fatal illness while still falling in love. And it's precious. Precious. Then we have another YA contemporary, and that is Felix Ever After by Case and Callender. This book is about a trans boy who is trying to find himself, and despite multiple tries, he's never really fallen in love, and then he gets dead named like publicly and kind of outed as trans, and it's that kind of story of trying to figure out who did that, and like the revenge story, but then also like just finding out who he is, discovering the self-love, and his trying to like reconnect with his parents, and it's just, this is a character we protect. The last YA contemporary that we have is Tweet Cute by Emma Lord. This is an adorable, like funny, hilarious book about 2 rival, one is a grilled cheese sandwich shop or burger shop, basically like it's a chain, and then one is like this local deli, and there's this like Twitter war going on between the 2 of them that happen to be run by 2 friends. They go to school together, and they don't know that that's who's running it. It's really cute. Their names are Pepper and Jack, which is really cute because it's Pepper Jack Cheese, because they're fighting over a grilled cheese recipe. It has all of the puns, and it's really cute and adorable. Okay, the last section is romance, because I find that characters that make you go aw are people that are sweet cinnamon rolls. And we have a lot of those. We stan a cinnamon roll in this house. That's just who we are. The first one that we can talk about is Spoiler Alert by Olivia Dade. This is an adult romance about 2 people who write fan fiction, although one of them is actually an actor for that show. It's basically this world's version of Game of Thrones. No one likes the way that the series is ending on TV, so they're writing fan fiction about it. He's a cinnamon roll. He protects her. She's plus size. We love this book. This book made my top books of 2020. Okay, the next one is Girl Gone Viral by Alicia Rai. This is another one where this book is a kind of friends to lovers. She ends up like in this meet cute that's not meet. It's not cute at all. He ends up trying to stalk her, and it's ugly. And so her bodyguard is actually like takes her away, takes her to his family's cabin, and then there's a romance, and it's adorable, and he's a cinnamon roll. And then, would we have a recommendations video on this channel without Talia Hibbert? Specifically, Red and Chloe are the biggest cinnamon rolls ever. Like, he calls her Button. He calls her Button, and she climbs trees to rescue cats. You can't get more adorable than this book. So, if you're like, of all of the books to recommend for a book that makes you go aw, and characters you want to protect with your entire life, it is this book. I'm just saying. But, you know, I might be a little biased on this channel. This has been a very chaotic video. I've had way too much coffee today, and you can tell. So I apologize for that. But I wanted to give you some recommendations, and I wanted to show you a puppy. So here you go. What book would you recommend for this prompt? If you have different feelings about Baby Groot, then let me know down in the comments below. So, and if you're not feeling chatty, just put a tree down below, because Groot is a tree, sort of. Anyway, if you are new here and you have not yet subscribed, there's a little red button that you can do so down below the video, and all of the other links to my social media will be in the description below if you would like to be my friend on any other platform. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye. What makes this heart beat faster?